Hey guys, it's your old pal Tony Giles TG here, welcoming you once again back into the record room and a different setup for this episode. I'm not quite sure I've cracked the setup of the record room, or the filming of anyway. So I may keep changing things around, I'm not entirely sure, but I am still in the record room, as you can see. A ton of records behind me, a ton of records in front of me as well. The important thing is I plan on doing this show talking about the records I love. Now, this may not be the most popular YouTube show talking about records because I listen to some weird stuff. But if you're a fan, thank you very much. I really appreciate the likes and subscribes on every episode. So today we'll talk about some records and a couple of CDs, actually 3 CDs, something that's I don't normally talk about. I don't usually purchase CDs, but when it comes to this artist, I try and grab what I can because I'm such a big fan. The artist in question is Old Nick, and if you've never listened to Old Nick, why not head on over to the Grime Stone Records Bandcamp and check out some Old Nick. You can pause this episode or you can wait till the end. It's entirely up to you, but be prepared for an experience unlike anything you've heard before sonically. I've got a couple of records and I've got a few CDs, and I'll explain why I've got these CDs as well. But the first record I have here is the album I Am Vampire Castle, which, for a second, let's just... what a great name. What a great name for an album, I Am Vampire Castle. I absolutely love this record, and in particular track 3 on the album, which is called Blood, 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 with five exclamation marks behind it. So it's just brilliant. Track 4, Vampiric Witch Ghost. I mean, it's so cool. And this album does come with a really cool insert as well. It comes with a 12x12 insert of the abysmal Spectre himself, one of the men behind Old Nick. Just absolutely fantastic. This is out now on the Phantom Lure label. This has been out a little while digitally, when it came out recently on vinyl, and I love this label. I know this label is it's an homage. I don't want to say a parody. It's an homage to something else. I can't remember what it is though. The label is familiar to me, but I can't remember what it is. I'm not sure if this comes on any other colors, but you guys know me. I am a fan of the black vinyl. And so no hesitation there, grabbing that one. And up next, another Old Nick LP. Well, actually, this is an Old Nick EP. This is Crisp Winter Dawn of My Night Moon EP. And just take a look at that for a second. Look at how everything from the Microsoft Publisher font to the imagery, just everything firing on all cylinders here. Absolutely just a massive fan of this. Crisp Winter Dawn of My Night Moon is a venture back into the origins of Old Nick, combining our new styles with our old style. Oh, actually combining our new skills with our old style. So, I mean, maybe this is a good place for people to jump on if they've not actually heard Old Nick before. It's so much fun. Unfortunately, this one doesn't come in a polyline sleeve, which I will be changing, but it is a nice big thick slab of black vinyl. There you go. So no insert in that one, but not a big deal. Just love me some Old Nick. And we'll dive into the CDs now, because this is, I haven't actually opened this one, but I have listened to it digitally because I am a subscriber to Grime Stone Records Bandcamp. Now, I think I want to say it's $5 a month. It may actually be less. I'm not entirely sure. But if you subscribe, you get to hear everything the label does, and you also get an upfront opportunity to purchase merchandise before it goes on general sale. And I know I've snagged some stuff through being a subscriber that has then gone on to sell out almost instantly. So it might be worth doing if you are a fan. But I've got the Old Nick and Hex Clock CD here. This is a split, and this is bonkers. This is absolutely bonkers. Haven't undone the shrink wrap on it, or the cellophane rather, but I will do. I know what it sounds like already. The other 2 CDs I want to talk about, and these are the most baddest of asses. This is Flying Ointment and Witch Lymph, easy for me to say. These are two older Old Nick releases, but these are remastered, and they come in these awesome Japanese style DVD cases. And not only do you get the remastered audio, but I mean the packaging is in itself is different, but you also get a booklet as well. They actually come with booklets, and these aren't, you know, CDRs at home. This is a professional, proper CD, if you will. And what's great about this is a full color booklet, and I believe they kind of tell the story. One is the Witch Lymph and one is the Flying Ointment. My Japanese is not up to being able to translate this directly for you, but I mean, just presentation wise, it's absolutely fantastic. I want to say these weren't fantastically expensive, maybe 15 bucks. I mean, I know the pound is currently in the toilet compared to the dollar, but for what you get, this is just absolutely brilliant. So that one, that's Flying Ointment. We'll take a look at Witch Lymph here as well. And again, full color manual, almost like a video game. Full color manual, you know, and a professional disc. Originally released in April 9th, 2020. Old Nick was formed in early 2020 by brothers and sister duo The Terrible Ghost. So there you go, a little bit of history about the band in there as well. Just, this is so cool. And even though I have a ton of Old Nick releases, I'm not massively up on the band lore or anything like that. I just love the music. I just love listening to this stuff. And I guess the easiest way, or a simple way to describe it, is kind of like almost lo-fi. Well, the early stuff is like lo-fi black metal, dungeon synth mixed with some chiptune. And then the newer stuff is just like black metal and dungeon synth mixed with some chiptune. It's you know, the guys have obviously, they have learned new skills and they have got fantastic. I mean, I love everything they've done, but the newer stuff is absolutely fantastic. My old Nick collection is actually just down here, and it's looking mighty wide, which is very cool. So there you go, a bunch of releases from Old Nick. And the next album I want to talk about, because when I heard this, I absolutely fell in love with this, and I've only just become aware of this person, this artist. It's a one-man black metal project. This again came from Repose Records, courtesy of His Wounds out of Greece. And this is I think this is the debut album from Law Liege, that which was lost. I think this is the debut album. There is I believe there's one or two digital releases before this. There may have only been one. And I know that recently, Galrog the Imperial, who is the man behind Law Liege, just posted that the second album was dropping in October, and it's currently up for pre-order on Bandcamp. You get one track now, and then the rest when the album drops. And I jumped on it straight away because it is pretty fantastic. So there you go. You got the His Wounds logo there, and then the Law Liege album artwork there. And to boil this down, I mean, it's one-man black metal. I like a lot of that stuff. I've spoken about a lot of that stuff on this channel before. To simplify it, just to kind of give you guys a quick recommendation, it's Burzum worship. It sounds like early Burzum, and that's no bad thing. I'm a big Burzum fan. Can easily separate the art from the artist. And Law Liege, you know, they're a Burzum fan as well. On the first demo or first EP, there is a Burzum cover of Lost Wisdom, which is very good. It doesn't stray too far from the path. Law Liege is fantastic. I would definitely check that one out if you are, you know, a fan of that kind of music. And now to finish up this week's episode, I'm going to show you an album that has been on my want list for quite some time now. And this is an album that rarely comes up for sale. It rarely pops up on Discogs. I've never seen it on eBay. It came out a couple of years ago. It's a UK black metal album. And it's just, it's not the amount of money. This album just does not come up. And it's shocking, really, but at the same time it's not, because there was only 100 copies made. And when you think about it, you know, the world is a big place. 100 copies, really not that much. The album in question is The Revenant Marquis. The Revenant Marquis, I need to say it. That's the correct way to say it, apparently. It's The Revenant Marquis. This is the album Youth in Ribbons, and I don't want to say this is the album where like things changed, because, you know, everything Revenant Marquis does is superb in my opinion. I'm obviously a big fan. Very, very close to completing my collection. In fact, the missing piece should be winging its way to me very, very soon. And I'll probably show that on a future episode. In fact, I might do a complete discography breakdown if there's something you guys might be interested in. But this album itself, limited to 100 copies on Death Cult Productions or Death Cult Records. Shortly before, well, not shortly before, but they're Death Prayer Records now. This, though, is on Death Cult Productions. So limited to 100 copies only, which, you know, they're going through a reissue campaign at the moment, reissuing some of their older albums that haven't been available for a long, long time. And Youth in Ribbons hasn't been announced yet, but if I were a gambling man, I would gamble that a Youth in Ribbons repress is not too far off. Let me just say that. The album, though, does come with this killer A3 print. Look at that, just, oh, I love that artwork. It's so, so cool. And something they don't do very often, this album actually comes on coloured vinyl. This one comes on olive green disc, which is very cool. And it sounds great. I've listened to this a few times since it arrived, and it's brilliant. I didn't pay market value for this. I'm going to say that up front. I did pay slightly under. I actually bought a bundle of stuff, some of which I'll show you on the next episode probably. But this album now routinely sells for around £150, which is insane when you think about it. But the Revenant Marquis's albums, or his music, it's starting to get a lot more popular. There's more demand for it, and it kind of makes sense. But I am so happy to have this one in my collection, and there actually is a music video for the track Epibiphobia. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, which you can watch on YouTube, and I recommend you do. It's an awesome video. But those are some of the new bits that have come into the record room recently, and on next week's episode I'll show you a few more bits and bobs that I've picked up, some cassettes that have helped me finish out some collections, shall we say. I've been working on quite a few collections for a while now. Lamp of Murmur, The Sun's Journey Through the Night, Revenant Marquis. Trying to finish those up, get as many, basically just, I'm a sick collector. I just love buying records and tapes, and I need help. But I have been slowly chipping away at finishing those collections. So I'll show you some bits on next week's episode. But for now, thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching this clip. I really do appreciate it. If you're new here, do think about subscribing. Hit that big red subscribe button so you never miss an episode. But for now, stay gold and spin those blackest circles.